Hello viewers, here we are in the third and the concluding session of the video. In the previous two sections, we have already discussed about X inactivation and hyperactivation processes. In this part, we will be discussing the method of X hypoactivation, followed by the other methods of dosage compensation as it's observed in the plants, reptiles, birds and egg-laying mammals, that is the monotremes. So let's begin with the method of decreased transcription or downregulation of the X-linked gene or hypoactivation method of dosage compensation as it has been termed. Species that do not follow the previously discussed conventions of XX females and XY males applies an alternative kind of method to equalize X-linked gene expression among opposite sexes. For example, in Caenorhabditis elegans or the C. elegans, sex is determined by the ratio of X chromosomes relative to autosomes. The XX worms develop as hermaphrodites, whereas the XO worms develop as males. The uniqueness of this system is in having no male-specific chromosomes. However, as is the case with the previously discussed mechanisms of dosage compensation, failure to express X-linked genes appropriately can still be lethal. Now, what is the role of the dosage compensation complex in chromatin remodeling in case of X hypoactivation? In this XX-X0 sex determination system, gene expression on the X chromosome is equalized by downregulating expression of genes on both X chromosomes of hermaphroditic XX organisms by half. In these XX organisms, the DCC is assembled on both the X's and allow for this tightly regulated change in transcriptional levels. DCC is often compared to the condensing complex conserved across the mitotic and meiotic processes of many species. It plays the crucial role in the condensation and segregation of chromosomes during both meiosis and mitosis. Substantial amount of data supports the view that the DCC in particular functions in a similar way like that of the condensing complex for the chromatin-wide modifications, that is condensation or remodeling of the X chromatin necessary for hypoactivation. What is the molecular mechanism behind this hypoactivation? The role of DCC in this form of dosage compensation was postulated by Barbara Meyer in the 1980s. Role of the individual components of DCC and their cooperative function were later explained in detail by her lab. In the year 1999, data from Meyer's lab showed that SDC2 is a particularly important transcriptional factor for targeting the DCC to the X chromosome and for assembling DCC components onto the X chromosome in XX embryos. X-linked signal elements or XSEs are proteins that operate in concert with the SDC2 to differentially repress and activate other genes in the dosage compensation pathway. Selective mutations of a panel of genes were hypothesized to contribute to dosage compensation in worms. During embryonic development, several X-linked genes including SEX1, SEX2, FOX1 and CH39 act in a combinatorial fashion to selectively repress the transcriptional activity of another gene known as ZOL1 in hermaphrodites. ZOL1 expression is tightly regulated during early development and is considered the most upstream gene in sex determination of C. elegans. The ZOL1 is often referred to as the master sex regulated gene of C. elegans. The overall increases in the amount of SEX1, SEX2, CH39 and FOX1 transcription in the hermaphrodites are reported to be the cause behind the significant low ZOL1 expression in them in comparison to their X0 counterparts, the males. This consequent decrease in ZOL1 expression then allows higher SDC2 expression levels, which aids in the formation and function of the DCC complex in the hermaphroditic worms and in turn results in equalized expression of X-linked genes in the hermaphrodite. In both embryos, the autosomal signaling elements are in equal amount. Though all of the above mentioned X-linked signal elements or XSEs act to reduce ZOL1 expression, experimentally reducing expression level of these individual XSEs has been shown to have a minimal effect on the sex determination and successful dosage compensation. Now, if you look at your screen, it will be explaining the SDC mediated dosage compensation method in the worms. Now, as you can see, the case A, the hermaphroditic worms containing 2 X's have 2 doses of AAC complexes and 2 doses of XSEs, which suppresses the activation of ZOL1 and switches it off, so that SDC2 and 3 can combine and together can sit upon both the X chromosomes at specific sites to repress their function and to repress the transcriptional level. Now, as in the case of B, where the X0 condition or the male worms are concerned, XSEs are produced in one dose or single dose. That cannot control the switching off of the ZOL1 gene. So it is expressed and the switch is on for ZOL1, which doesn't allow the SDC2-3 complex to be formed and be lodged upon the X chromosomes. So it leads to the normal activity of the X chromosomes. Now, what are the other species-specific methods of dosage compensation? The ZZ-ZW sex system is used by most birds as well as some reptiles and insects. In this system, the Z is the larger chromosome, so the males ZZ must silence some genetic material to compensate for the females ZW, W being the smaller chromosome configuration. Instead of silencing the entire chromosome as humans do, male chickens seem to engage in selective Z silencing, in which they silence only certain genes on the extra Z chromosome. The male chickens express an average of 1.4 to 1.6 of the Z chromosome DNA expressed by the female chickens. The Z chromosome expression of male zebra finches and chickens is higher than that of the autosomal expression rates, whereas X chromosome expression in female humans is equal to autosomal expression rates. Both male chickens and male zebra finches practice incomplete silencing. In chickens, most of the dosage compensation genes exist on the short arm or the ZPth arm of the chromosome, while the non-compensated genes are on the long arm or the ZQth arm of the chromosome. The compensated or silenced genes on ZPth arm resemble a region on the primitive platypus sex chromosome, suggesting an ancestor to the XXXY system. Study on the silkworms revealed unequal compensation where Z-specific genes were overexpressed in males when compared to females, and a few genes had equal expression in both male and female Z chromosomes. What is the case of dosage compensation in monotremes? These are the egg-laying mammals, including the platypuses and 4 species of Echidna. Monotremes use an XXXY system unlike other mammals and have more than 2 sex chromosomes. The male short-beaked Echidna, for example, has 9 sex chromosomes, 5 X's and 4 Y's, and the male platypus has 5 X's and 5 Y's. Now, studies show that 4 X chromosomes as well as a Y chromosome of the platypus are homologous to some regions on the avian Z chromosome. Platypus X1 shares homology with the chicken Z chromosome, and both share homology with the human chromosome number 9. This homology is important when considering the mechanism of dosage compensation in monotremes. In 50% of female platypus cells, only one of the alleles on the X chromosomes is expressed, while in the remaining 50% multiple alleles are expressed. Combined with the portions that are homologous to chicken Z and human 9 chromosome, this expression together imply that this level of incomplete silencing may be the ancestral form of dosage compensation. What is the scenario in plants? In addition to humans and flies, some plants also make use of the XX-XY dosage compensation systems. Silene latifolia plants are also either male XY or female XX, with a Y chromosome being smaller, with fewer genes expressed than the X chromosome. Male plants express about 70% of the X-linked genes than that of the females. If the Silene latifolia did not practice dosage compensation, the expected level of X-linked gene expression in males would be 50% to that of the females. Because male expression is not 100% that of the females, it has been suggested that Silene and its dosage compensation system is still evolving. Additionally, in plant species that lack dimorphic sex chromosomes, dosage compensation can occur when aberrant meiotic events or mutations result in their aneuploidy or polyploidy. Genes on the affected chromosome may either be upregulated or downregulated to compensate for the change in the normal number of chromosomes present. So viewers, this brings us to the conclusion of the topic of dosage compensation. Thank you for tuning in and keeping up with the 3 sessions. Happy learning everyone, and see you soon here. Till then, stay home and stay safe.